storm show. Ay, it's a storm show.
Everything though. You know what people want to talk about. Let's get it out the way. The Whitney joke. Let's just
Of course.
I'm dead.
So how have you handled the backlash that came from the Whitney joke on Wild 'N Out?
Listen, when we were filming that episode, I was just gonna, and I can't come to the phone. Ooh, like I was gonna keep it simple and just keep it like that. But I felt like it would be cute, but it wouldn't be like funny. And it wouldn't be wild. It's Wild 'N Out.
Right.
So I ran my joke. Like we only had like a couple minutes. They show you who you're gonna impersonate. I'm like, fuck. And they knew I could sing, so they gave me Whitney. So I was like, fuck, let me just run to one of the producers and just run it by them. One of the writers. His name is Tyler. He's really, really great. He writes for a lot of different shows. And the writers, they're just there to help us. Like if we ever get stuck in something and we're like, okay, like, is this like, do you like this? Do you, So when I gave it to him, he was like, that's cute. But like, are you trying to like leave a lasting impression, or are you just trying to like be cute? And I was like, no, I want to have a lasting impression.
Right. You a comedian. That's what you do.
Right. So we just like talked really quickly about how it could end. And so I wasn't sure I was going to do what I thought to do until I got on stage, and I was like, okay, I'm going to do it now. And if you could hear me, my pitch, I started losing my pitch a little bit. I was so nervous to do it. So I did it. And the reaction was, no, like it was a hesitation. And then everybody laughed, and like,
because it was funny. It was fucking funny.
It was fucking funny. And I remember Nick walking over to me, and he didn't even say anything. He just hugged me, and I knew he was like, "Bruh," like, you and all the comedians, like everybody was like, "That shit was funny." And Chico Bean, I remember, looked at me. He was like, "Nah, you a motherfucking legend for that shit right there." Like I would have never thought to do that. And so everybody loved it. But then, we're on the bus going back home that day, and Niall, who is he's Nick's right hand man, he's co-responsible for Wild 'N Out even existing. He said to me, he was like, they're not gonna air that. And I was like, why? And he said, it's too expensive to clear a Whitney sample, even if you're just singing it for a minute. Like how I did it was too long, so they'll never approve that. They'll never pay for it. So I was just under the impression that it was just never going to air. And then the day before, I got an email, and they sent me pictures. They usually send you pictures for you to post. Hey, you could post this on your socials. And I recognized the picture with Whitney behind me, and I was like, "Are y'all going to air this?" And they were like, fuck yeah. Like everybody saw it, and they like people at MTV, VH1, they all loved it. So, and they all felt it was a shocking yet funny moment. So they approved it. So I knew like the reaction would be shocked. Like I knew there'd be people that were like, oh hell no, like not Whitney. But I didn't think it would be, oh my God, like you're disrespectful, like you disrespected her family, and you like really like it was just some of the things I was seeing. I was like, I mean, I didn't say anything about Whitney that was disrespectful. I didn't say anything about her.
Because she is dead. She can't come to the
phone. She can't come.
It's just funny. I'm sorry. It's just hilarious.
She can't come to the phone.
You're right.
I'm impersonating her. I sang the song, and I said, I can't, and now I'm dead. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it's shocking at first. It's like, and then it's funny. Like, fuck y'all. It's fucking funny. I don't care. I don't care. It is funny. Yeah. And I remember like, hopping on live and trying to explain. And I got so many of my friends in the comedy world. They're like, Jess, don't ever explain yourself again. You did nothing wrong, and you made a factual joke. Like it was a factual joke. Is it dark humor? Yes, but you didn't say anything about her, especially like when you go down the history of people who have joked about Whitney Houston. They've hit below the belt so many times.
Matt Williams said she smoked her kneecaps out. Come on now. Come on now. All you said was she did.
She did.
I've noticed with social media, they pick and choose who you can talk about.
Yeah.
You can only read and roast certain people until it's, well, not Whitney. Well, no, she can get it too. This is
right. It's like everybody, like, we roast everybody. Everybody gets roasted. And then there were some people who were like, oh, well, you're not supposed to talk about the dead. I'm like, y'all don't talk about y'all dead family members? Like, remember when Auntie, what's her name, used to, like, I don't know. Maybe it's just my family.
No,
like,
my family, we do.
Okay, like, you, like, there's just because they're dead doesn't mean they didn't have funny moments. Doesn't mean that they didn't have moments that impacted you and were funny. So I just thought it was really, it was interesting. And, but I stand by it. I stick beside it, and I look forward to going back on Wild 'N Out next month. We're filming again, and I look forward to doing more shocking moments. Like, it's called Wild 'N Out. We're not telling church jokes. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking, like, it's called Wild 'N Out.
Which means if you don't want it wild and raw, first off, you guys are what, on VH1?
So it's an MTV show, but it also airs on VH1, which I think is weird, but they're all under Viacom. So,
imagine if you guys were on HBO, how raw you really could be. Like, people, imagine if this was only an internet show, how raw you can be.
People
need to relax.
Like, it's like, that's the place where you can make all the jokes that you want to make. And we know we're not doing it's not from a malicious standpoint. We're not making it malicious. We're doing jokes that touch everything that we think of, whether it be LGBT, whether it be, black, white. I mean, we get on there and we say some of the most horrible things about white people. Like, and I mean, it is what it is. Like, it is Wild 'N Out. Like, it's the safe place for satire.
Yes. We all thinking this shit anyway. We're all thinking it.
So yeah, so I thought it was very like people picking and choosing who they want to be mad at, and I really feel like if it was a man who made the same joke, like, it wouldn't have had the same energy. Like, I don't know if they aired this episode yet, but there's gonna be somebody who makes a MLK joke, and it's funny, and I'm pretty sure there's not gonna be outrage because it's from a guy. Like, it is funny, like, you know what I mean? And
it's okay to laugh.
It is okay, and if you don't want to laugh, fine. Like, I know, jokes, being funny is very subjective, but when people start to try to say that you were malicious and you did something to disrespect somebody's family, and I even saw arguments that, oh, she's not really black, she's Caribbean, and
how are you not black because you Haitian? That doesn't make sense.
I'm Haitian. I'm the blackest of the black. I am from the first free black nation. Like, I am the blackest of the black. It doesn't get blacker than this. You know what I'm saying? And I think, and then I saw some people so the Whitney Houston joke hit, then the earthquake in Haiti hit a couple days later, and all those people were in my comments. Yeah. So what if we made jokes about people dying in the earthquake? You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, okay, so now you're showing me that this is not about you being pro-black. This is you're picking and choosing when you want to use pro-blackness, because anybody who's pro-black would not use that incident to be like, oh, and that's why them people died in Haiti now. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, so you're not really pro-black. This is
you
not
really
about
just
pro-black.
don't like me. Just say you just don't like me.
Yeah, just say you don't like me, and that's okay. And I said that on Twitter too. There was one person who was coming at me. They're like, oh, nobody laughed. I'm like, here's the full clip. They did laugh. You don't have to lie. Just say you don't like me. Okay, I don't like you. Okay, what am I supposed to do with that?
Just that simple. And I love people's logic. Well, how illogical it is. So you're gonna compare a joke about an entertainer who's been dead for over 10 years to a national disaster.
Yeah.
It just happened.
Yeah.
Huh? Isn't that?
And mind you, like, it was a game. I was impersonating the person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I don't see how they put two and two together.
Yeah, but hey, it's cool. I stand by it. I think that the reaction just showed that I think I just have a bigger platform than I realized. I think that's what it was for me too, because there's so many other people on the show, and that was the most talked about moment this season. So you know, it is what it is. And I'll just continue to learn and continue to grow. And, you know, we'll see what happens next season.
Hey, I'm excited for you. I'm excited for you for sure. Keep pushing the boundaries. So
I will.
So moving along for that, right? This is why you really came here.
Mm-hmm.
You and Miss Karen Civil, right?
Mm-hmm.
Karen Civil is a name that I have heard many times. Whenever I've heard her name, it's usually something connected to Nicki Minaj, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I never knew exactly what Karen Civil does. So at one point I thought she was a manager. At one point I thought she was a publicist. At one
I've
point
seen publicist, lawyer, manager.
So I saw PR and I said, okay, well, maybe she's PR. So how would you describe who Karen Civil is?
She is an industry bully.
Okay. Right to it.
It's a storm show. Ay, it's a storm show.